everyone, today I've got my Tom and Jerry movie review. It's a cat and mouse game at this one hotel, so is the iconic duo good enough to lead this movie? First off, I have to tell you guys a big, huge announcement. Today is my birthday! Yay! I am 30 years old and I can't believe that it's been yet another year. It's been a crazy year, but I'm actually really happy that this movie came out on my birthday, so at least it gives me something to watch before the weekend. And yeah, I'm just gonna say it's been a crazy wild ride, and so let's get on with this review. So as far as the story goes, from the director of the original Fantastic Four movies, Tim Story directs this live action movie that adds an animated twist to the Tom and Jerry characters. You know, they came across one another at this hotel in New York, and they find clever ways to sort of like, get at each other, do that little fight they're always doing, especially from the animated TV shows like they've done in years past. My first thought going into this movie was that I wasn't going to like it because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was not a huge fan of the first trailer that came out. I don't know if you guys watched my reaction to it, but I wasn't completely sold on the movie prior to eventually seeing it. When Tom and Jerry collide with the human characters, they either have to comply with what these humans are telling them, or they're just gonna go and, do their own thing and mind their own business and go back to fighting once again. Now, since I watched this movie on HBO Max, I couldn't exactly leave my living room because I still kind of wanted to see what was going on. I mean, there were times when I wanted to pause it, but I'm not going to tell you where. And there's this newly engaged couple that comes along, kind of like me, and wants to have their big opulent wedding at this hotel in New York City, and I knew chaos was going to ensue because there was a lot that they were asking for to be done, and the concept certainly brought me back to my childhood watching the cartoons. And I actually really loved that show. I might not remember every single episode, but I thought, they were fun, and seeing this version be made with that mix of live action was kind of different, and I feel like I had seen stuff like this before, similarly to movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That's a classic, I'd have to say. It kind of came off natural at times, especially with the 2D animation, or should I say 3D. I mean, they did it in such a way I was like, it almost took me out at times from the movie, but I thought the characters, existing in the same space as the human characters, I felt like it was really well done for what they did. So as far as the casting goes, there are quite a few big name actors in this movie, or at least well known to me. Chloe Grace Moretz being the star of the show, and she was hired as an event planner at the hotel for this over-the-top wedding, and she brings in the cat Tom to get rid of the mouse Jerry from the premises. And then I thought she brought up one of the best lines in the movie. I literally can't stop thinking about it. And it's where she says, "It's like you've been doing this for years." And I thought that was a really nice nod to the fact that, yeah, Tom and Jerry had been, basically going head-to-head with each other for years in the animated shows. Michael Pena, who works at the hotel, and he kind of reminded me of a more comical version of his character from Fantasy Island, and that's where I didn't really like his character. And you've got some other actors in here that aren't as memorable, like Rob Delaney, Ken Jeong, and even Colin Jost. I was like, wait, that's the guy from SNL, or Married to Scarlett Johansson. So the things that I liked about this movie was that it was, of course, nostalgic. So I think a lot of people would, really appreciate the fact that they had a lot of, nods to the animated show as far as, the things that Tom and Jerry do to each other. So it's like, it brings back that magic from the series, and it was duplicated well, and it had me laughing a few times. I was really shocked. There were times when I chuckled with how silly things got in the movie. And unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie was that it was a very basic film plot that by the third act seems to lose balance and sort of leaves me a bit uninterested with everything that's going on. It's almost like I didn't even care what the end result was going to be or what the outcome of the rest of the movie was going to be. I just didn't seem to care, and that was a little bit disappointing to me because I feel like I had seen it all be done before, and this may be a bit of a nitpick, but I was kind of annoyed at how quiet some of the animated characters were. And yeah, I know, like, maybe they didn't always have lines from the, when they were in the original shows, but it was surprising to me. But I was at least glad to hear some of the animated characters talk. So overall, I would say that I still enjoyed watching this movie. I don't know if I would see it again anytime soon, but I would still recommend seeing it for those who were fans of the Tom and Jerry series. You may or may not be disappointed in this. So I would give this 4 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Tom and Jerry. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates, come back every week for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys later.